Hey there, guys, it's Robbie from Recently Logged. I just wanted to let you know before you start this episode that our guest this week, Haley, thank you again for coming on, Haley, if you're listening to this. We were recording over Skype with her, and the audio can get a little garbled sometimes, so if you can't understand some of the things she says, that is why. Anyways, I hope you enjoy in spite of that, and, well, here it is.
Welcome to Recently Logged, an audio stream discussing what the film bros are watching these days. So,
What are they watching these days?
hopefully not this.
Wow. Ouch.
Before we get too far into me roasting this movie, we have a guest on today.
We sure do, don't we?
As you can tell by the little featuring thing in the title.
I was about to say, how would they know? But yeah.
Haley.
Haley.
Say hi.
Hi.
There we go.
And if you could, if you couldn't tell, we're doing Insidious.
Yes. Well, I mean, we're assuming that they read the whole title
Yeah.
to get to the featuring part, Mike.
I mean, you see the FT and you automatically look to see what it says. You're like, ooh, who's it featuring?
All right. Well, do we want to? I guess we can just go over the basic facts of the movie.
Here, before we do that, if we want to plug Haley's Instagram,
Yes.
like she said,
I think we do actually.
you can find her on Instagram at Haley_Gyllenhaalic, which
Try and figure out how it's spelled, guys.
Yeah.
Take a wild guess.
like Gyllenhaal is already a hard name
Yeah.
to spell.
I just wish I had that cool of an at, to be honest. Mine's boring.
What is yours?
It's just at Robbie Grayway.
Oh, that is boring.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go into the basic facts of the movie.
Yes.
Insidious is a 2010
2010.
horror mystery thriller. It's PG-13, 103 minutes.
Can't believe it, Micah. The podcast just keeps getting edgier and edgier.
Right. I know. Wait, no, it doesn't. We had an R-rated movie the other day. Or the other week, I should say.
Yeah, I guess.
Directed by James Wan, who
James
directed the
Wan?
Saw movies.
Juan?
And nothing really else of mention.
Wow. Ouch.
Starring Patrick Wilson, or as I like to call him, Ocean Master.
Wow. For
Rose,
anyone who's seen Aquaman.
how would you say her last name? Rose.
What? Byrne?
Burn.
Byrne? Yes?
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
all-time best actor ever. Don't know why he hasn't won like 16 awards yet. Ty Simpkins.
The kid from Iron Man 3?
The Iron Man 3 kid, yeah. Or the Jurassic World kid. Or the War of the Worlds kid.
Wait, he's in War of the Worlds?
Yeah, he's the little kid from War of the Worlds. Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds.
Shoot. Haley, have you ever seen that version of War of the Worlds?
I've seen Tom Cruise War of the Worlds, yes.
Okay, good.
Lynn Shea. Shaw.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Lee.
Why do we have you go over the basic facts, Micah?
'Cause
You
it's
can't
cut off.
pronounce
Let's see.
anyone's name.
Lee.
1L.
Okay. That's fine. No, why did it back me all the way out? But yeah.
Okay.
And just to give a little preface.
This came out
preface
9
to
years
this-
ago.
To this, almost 10. We're getting late into the year.
Shoot.
To give a little information about this, the director of Saw had, done a Saw movie at this point, and he wanted to do another horror movie, but he wanted to stay away from
Who doesn't
a
want to
bunch
do
of
another?
gore and stuff, just because he was tired of it after doing Saw.
For anyone who has seen Saw.
So he decided to try and make a more classic. And like PG-13 horror movie, and he ended up with this.
Wow.
So, that's
What a
whatever.
great end product.
Oh, and this was written by Lee
Winnell.
Winnell.
Micah.
So, there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
He also, Lee Winnell, also directed the third Insidious movie.
Wow.
So,
There you go.
because apparently
Hello.
they were James Wan
Wan.
and Lee Winnell.
Micah, it is not James Wan.
We're friends, and that's why
Wow.
that happened.
Okay.
Anyway, those are the basic facts.
Yes. I guess since we have a guest on, we should have her start off with what she thinks overall of the movie.
Yeah, just some general thoughts.
If you had to sum up what you think about Insidious in like a short paragraph or something, I don't know. We don't really have a set thing.
I love the movie. It was like one of the first horror movies that I ever watched, even though it's not technically horror.
I guess.
It leans more towards horrors than most
Yeah.
PG-13 movies.
But yeah, the acting is overall great, except for the mom.
That's
the
Rose
Renee.
Burn.
Ugh.
I don't know. Byrne. Say that.
Burn.
That's what I said. So it's fine. I don't care.
Nice.
Whatever.
But, I mean, my general thoughts are it's pretty great.
Okay.
I mean,
That's fair
that's
enough.
Fine.
What about you, Micah?
That's an okay wrong opinion.
Wow.
Shut up!
No, it's not a wrong opinion. It's just not my opinion. I personally am not a fan of this movie really at all. I rated it 1.5 stars out of 5, and the only thing I like about this movie is I like to laugh at several of the moments in it.
You looked bored the whole time we watched
It
it.
was so boring.
Oh my god.
I don't know who you are.
All right, Robbie, how about you then?
We may be 11 episodes into this podcast, but I don't know who you are anymore. Wait.
Your general thoughts.
You
then.
asked me?
Yeah.
Okay. I really like this movie a lot, actually. More than I remember. Okay, so me and Micah watched it for the first time. What was it?
This year.
It must have been a couple months ago. And I really liked it then.
I really didn't like it then.
I what did I rate it back then? I gave it 3 of 5.
Yeah, something like that.
Something
Which is
like
one
that.
of the reasons why we wanted to do it on here, because it's always better to do something that there's a disagreement about. It makes for more interesting conversation.
Wow. I'm glad you think so, Micah.
Because you guys are all wrong.
Wow. But I liked it even better this time. It's not my favorite horror movie, but it's one of my favorites.
Well, that depends on what you qualify as a horror movie.
Yeah, that's true. But I really like the directing in it, if you can even believe it, Micah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And the score, actually. I liked the score this time.
What? It's like people slamming on violins for like 2 hours.
Those are pretty much the two standout things, if I just had to sum up my thoughts
Yeah.
in one big thing.
All right. I mean, it's fair to like this movie. I have nothing against,
Is it-
people who like this movie.
I was about to say, is it not fair to like some movies, Micah?
No. It's the worst thing in the world to like. I don't know what's a movie that I don't like.
This movie's one you don't like, Micah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fair to not like any movie. I'm just saying.
You just can't like Donnie Darko. That's the main
Yeah.
rule we have.
Yeah, that's.
Get out!
Anyway, let's.
Okay, for the listeners who don't know, there is a Donnie Darko hanging in the background.
a Donnie Darko. Okay, so we're not just voice chatting for this one. We also have the picture, and we can see each other. I mean, you can't see
You
it.
can't see it, but
in her room, she has a Donnie Darko poster hanging up. So you
Jake
get Jake Gyllenhaal holding an axe.
He's
staring
peering
at you.
into our souls
He
as
is
we
like
record.
looking right at me.
Staring into your soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very fitting for our last Halloween themed episode.
Yeah. This is the last one. Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Back to regular boring old
Hey,
movies.
no, we get to do Jurassic Park with Joshua
Yeah.
and Spider-Man with Zach and
Wow.
I don't know, Meet the Robinsons because that was requested. So
I love how all of our guests are just like random friends coming on, so it's just first name. But hey.
Well, you know, I mean, who else are we gonna? We're just gonna like get like random like relatively famous people.
I'll just start emailing every like minor celebrity
Just
I
email
know of.
every actor and every like big YouTuber.
We'll get Tom Cruise to come in.
Yeah, we'll get Tom Cruise. We'll hit up Tom Cruise, be like, "Yo, we're doing War of the Worlds.
We have a podcast.
We're doing Minority Report. After that, would you like to come on for both those episodes?" And he'd be like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And
What
then
else am I gonna do?
And then he'd be on, and
Yeah.
we'd only have to pay him $1 million for each hour.
Each hour? Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise isn't a cheap guy to get.
I guess. So what do we usually ask? What's the first thing? Because you usually ask it.
Yeah, no, I
forget
always
about
ask the same thing. How do you always forget it? I don't know. Favorite scene or sequence of the movie?
it. Wow.
Go, Haley.
Okay.
Wow, you just spring it on her like that.
Yeah. I'd have to say I have like two favorite scenes.
Okay.
Is the one where they're all around the table and like things happen.
Yes.
Wait, is it like the whole gas mask mind reading one?
Yeah, where he's like, "We're calling out to you, Dalton," that whole thing.
Oh
Yeah.
And one scene that actually really terrifies me is near the end of the movie when the demon guy is in the hallway, crawling on the walls, coming up.
Oh, but the CGI, Haley, it looks so bad.
The way he moves is just chilling, you know?
But it looks so
disturbing.
bad.
Okay. Just those
Okay,
two?
that's fine.
Those would be your
good.
picks?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What about you, Robbie?
Oh gosh. I said how much I love this movie, but I have to actually like think what is my favorite scene. What's the one I'm thinking of, Micah?
I don't know. What are you thinking of? Describe it.
I really like the first baby monitor scene.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I
I would say
I thought you didn't like this movie, Micah.
it's got some good, especially directing towards the beginning.
Exactly.
Is what I would say. Some of the shots around the first house are pretty inventive, and that initial stuff, though I find it really cheesy, is pretty good.
Are you lactose intolerant, Micah? You don't like a little cheese with your movies?
No.
Okay.
Well, occasionally if it's done right,
Wow. Okay.
My favorite senior sequence.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say something else.
No, yeah, you always forget that the person who asks the question also has to answer it.
Yeah. Go.
I really only have one scene from this movie that I like, and
Only one?
It's when they're in like the spirit whatever realm.
Wait,
thing,
really?
Bob, and Tiptoe Through the Tulips by Tiny Tim comes on. And
Tiny Tim is my favorite artist.
The main bad guy, demon guy, is it does that hard cut, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. Laugh so hard every time.
It's called Further, by the way.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, Micah, you just watched it. Like, what was it? Like an hour ago?
Boring.
2 hours ago?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite scene though.
Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to think.
Do you have a question?
There was something.
Question.
Oh yeah. I was going to say, what is if you have a big problem with the movie? Because I do. I have like one big problem. Why? Because I think I said, did I say earlier what I rated it this time?
No, actually you didn't. You just
No.
said what you rated it last time.
I rated this 3.5 out of 5 this time. And there's a reason I didn't give it 4, because I really love it.
3 on mine right now.
I really love it,
up
but
on Letterboxd.
well, yeah, that was my review that I wrote. But Micah, do you have one big problem with it that you would say?
I have
not just nitpicky problems.
I have several problems with it overall.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of which one I should mention as like the biggest problem with it. I'd say my biggest problem with it is probably its story. It completely loses me. It's kind of boring. The writing isn't the greatest, and it gets kind of muddled going back and forth. The moving of the houses, I don't know, it doesn't really... It's just, there's so much that happens that doesn't feel like anything interesting at all.
Okay.
And I think that's my biggest problem with this is probably I get extremely bored watching.
Fair enough, I guess.
Do you have any problems with it? Do you have like any problems at all with it, Haley?
I mean, I could find one.
Okay.
Well, because no movie's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Not one of James Wan's like best movies, I will say that. But I think like the only problem I really have with it is just the overall acting. Like, I love Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fine in this. I think he does a good job.
Yeah, it's weird to see him go from a movie like The Conjuring to Insidious, because he does such a great job in The Conjuring, and then you go to Insidious and it's like, wait, this isn't his best potential. So
yeah,
he definitely does, and I haven't seen any of his any other James Wan movies besides Aquaman actually.
Wait,
so
James Wan did Aquaman?
Yeah, and he's doing the second
Holy
one too.
Holy crap! What?
And I just lost the guy's name.
Somehow I missed this. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, he plays, like I said earlier, Ocean Master.
The Ocean Master.
Orem, which is significantly lamer than Ocean Master.
Significantly lamer.
And he does an okay job. I just don't. I don't like Aquaman, by the way, and I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit more script problems for him in that movie than it is.
Yeah, no. Aquaman
acting.
Has its problems for sure, but I would say my biggest problem with it is probably the way the screenplay after the first act hits a shifting point and it changes the focus of the movie entirely. Like, the entire first act is dedicated to the mom at home, like, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's centered around the kid, what's his name? I don't remember.
Dalton?
I'm the worst with movie character names.
Literally the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yes, the kid from Iron Man 3. It's focused around, like, him and her, and then Act 2 hits, and it totally shifts to different, like, the dad becomes less of, like, he's not a side character anymore. He becomes, like, the main plot device used the entire third act.
Yeah, it almost shifts to him being the main character.
Yeah, it's very
which is odd.
It's very strange, to say the least.
Because it comes all the way, like you were saying in the first act, it's all the way from her perspective.
Yeah,
and then it completely swaps to his perspective and stays with his perspective until the end of the movie.
But I just think that is pretty. I don't want to say jarring. I guess kind of jarring, but that's a bit extreme. But that's probably my biggest problem with it. That and a lot of the lighting in this movie. I don't know why this bothered me so much this time. But the lighting in some of the the overall, like, creepy scenes were lit pretty well, like, to effect pretty well, but
relatively
all of the other scenes, there are some weird shadows in this movie.
The lighting is all over the place.
Yeah, no,
and I think it may have been a little on purpose for the lighting,
but that's not as big of a problem. Like I said,
yeah.
That's more of a nitpicky thing.
Yeah, and along those lines of it being a little nitpicky, just some of the color grading in this, and it's on purpose, obviously. but some of the color grading leans into
It's
me
very-
getting bored with this movie. It's pretty boring visually, except for some camera movements.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Do you have any questions, Haley, that you can think of, or because I have a question?
Oh, you
that
have something else?
that I'm ready to say.
Okay.
And if you want to like try and think of a question while I do mine or something, I don't know.
Your question.
Yeah.
What? No, I just lost what I was about
Oh
to
my
say.
gosh. You were like, I have one ready.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So what do you think of the looks of the main villain,
Oh my.
the main bad guy? Like overall costume, makeup, effects, anything on him? What do you think of him?
So, what do I think about him? I mean, I could deal without like the hooves. That was kind of weird. The horse devil man. I don't know. It's just kind of didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
What about you, Robbie?
Hey, it's very sad to me because if he had a better design, because he's kind of, it's so weird, it changes because in some shots he's like kind of stumpy and then in others he's like really tall.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
the first shot you like see him fully when it's the mom, the Patrick Wilson's character's mom talking about her dream and how she opens the door and she sees him standing there in the shadows. He's super thin and tall, like extremely tall, like a solid 10 feet.
Whoa, I don't know about 10 feet, Micah. He kind of, I think what bothers me the most about it is he just looks like a balding Darth Maul for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they added the hair. Like,
The hair is really weird.
it really is, it bothers me a lot. Just every choice they made about the way
Yeah.
he looks, he could have been much scarier than he was, for me anyway.
Yeah, and this is another thing that I find, and it takes away from any, scariness, if you will, for this movie for me, because like every time I see him on screen, I'm kind of chuckling to myself.
Wow.
And it's, I'd rather I didn't do that, but I just find his design really funny because it just doesn't look good. And I know this had like a relatively low budget, if I'm not mistaken.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So I'm not like
You didn't
super...
look up the budget beforehand,
No, I didn't
Micah?
look up the budget.
Wow.
Here, I'm gonna look it up. But I'm
You
not
have one
super...
job on this podcast.
But I'm not like super like disappointed or anything for it. I'm just kind of like meh about it. I think especially that specific scene, and I know you cited it as like a scene that you get creeped out in with him climbing on the wall, but I die laughing there every time just because the CG on it looks so bad. Like, and that's just me being very like negative towards bad CGI. And I mean, it's fine. Like I said, if people find it creepy or anything, I don't think it's a problem. It doesn't work for me.
And actually, going off of that scene, I actually didn't, the final like little bit where he's chasing them at the end, I didn't find scary the first time, but I did actually this time. Actually, I wasn't that scared the first time I watched it, but I liked it a lot more this time because I was actually able to enjoy it a little better.
Yeah. So this had
Get a little more frightened.
This had a $1.5 million budget, which isn't
that's
huge,
not that high.
especially for like
Especially for a movie like this, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty low budget, and it actually made $97 million.
Holy crap!
In the U.S. So
dang,
that's a really nice return. No wonder they made 3 more.
I wonder if there's like Happy Meal, Insidious demon things.
Get your own
from when this came out.
Happy Meal. And what did you get in your Happy Meal, Billy? look, it's a demon.
Just little plastic hooves. That would be so funny to me.
I would go and get a Happy Meal for that.
As soon as this podcast is over, I'm going to look it up and see if there is one.
I'll look it up right now.
Because that would be glorious. I would buy like a little stuffed animal version of it and put it like on my bed every night. You just looked up Insidious Happy Meal toy?
I did.
All right, faithful listeners of the podcast, this is going to be the big reveal.
Okay, so no, there's no Happy Meal toy. Let's lose the Happy Meal. And just look.
Well, I mean, they didn't have Saw Happy Meal toys, so what did I expect?
Look, you can get a little Dalton.
That has to be fan-made. Please let it be fan-made.
I really hope it's fan-made, because it looks really bad.
Here, hold it up so she can see it.
Yeah, here.
Okay. He's just wearing his flannel pajamas.
Yeah, he's wearing his flannel. It looks nothing like the actor.
Holy crap, what happened to his nose?
His nose is, like, super fat and, like, pushed in.
You need to save this. We'll post it when we release the episode.
I'm assuming this is fan-made.
It has to be. I really hope it is.
Because nothing else pops up in the way of Insidious toys.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Something. Haley, did you think of anything to ask us Insidious related? Yeah, just it could be anything relating to the movie. It doesn't...
Any kind of question.
Yeah. Well, thank you for asking.
Do you want to go first, Robbie? I'm gonna decide which one is my...
Shoot.
The one I dislike the least.
I really gotta think. My... I know my least favorite character. The supernatural woman. I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's just the actress they got to do it.
Elise.
Yes, that really drives me crazy, and I don't know why. I don't know. It's just every time she's on the screen.
Were you glad she got strangled?
No, Micah, that's so mean.
No, that was a joke.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Favorite character? I guess the two dudes with her are pretty good.
Tucker and Specs.
I always
the names of those
am
characters.
happy whenever they're on screen. So, but outside of them, I'm not sure who I would. I like.
So
outside of that.
So for me, I would default to Iron Man 3 Kid just because it's that actor.
Just because it's the
character in this is kind of annoying. He cries a lot, and that's about all he does.
Wow.
He sleeps. Don't worry. He sleeps for a lot of the movie. He's in a fake coma.
It's not a fake coma, Micah.
Exactly. It's a fake coma. But I would say probably my favorite character is, again, specifically one of the guys with her, Tucker, the guy who actually made the inventions. And I mean, I don't really like him that much, but at least he made some cool looking inventions that are useful.
Man, why did all of his inventions look like steampunk for some reason?
Right? They looked so steampunk.
Like, he would have had to take time to, like, make them look that way.
Because the equipment doesn't look like if that kind of equipment actually exists for, the occasional, I don't know, ghost hunter out there. And they do not look that steampunky. These look like he sprayed them with, like, bronze metal paint.
It would be pretty good.
What about you, Haley? Who's your favorite character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, she's like, and also like in that scene, and man, I just feel like I'm ripping on all the scenes you said you liked. But the scene with the stupid gas mask on.
Do you not like that scene, Micah?
The stuff she says, and just the stuff she says in general to Dalton, is ridiculous. She's like, Dalton, you are such a handsome young man. Come back.
I don't think she says a handsome young man, Micah.
Dude, I hated when people talked to me like that when I was younger. Like, especially at like school and
You
stuff.
must
Because
have been a very sad
I went to
young
a
boy,
private
Micah.
school, and all the parents and I mean, not my parents. I really liked that my mom did not speak to me, and my dad did not speak to me like this.
Wow.
But they speak. A lot of them spoke. Wow, I can speak. They spoke in a way that was very demeaning to your intelligence. Where they're like, yes, and they get this voice. All of the parents, and I hear it nowadays, and I'm like,
Micah,
do these kids like this?
Have
I'm
you ever
so
worked with
confused.
kids,
Yes,
like
I
younger
have.
kids?
Yes, I have.
And you didn't use a different voice
No, I did
inflection,
not.
Micah?
No.
You're a sad, strange little man.
No, the voice inflections that they'll use, and just even not even voice inflections, because she doesn't really change. She doesn't do a voice inflection much in the movie, but like
No, she
the
doesn't.
way she words what she says, I would have hated. I would be like, heck, I'm gonna stay out here and not go back to my body.
Screw you, like,
She's like, your parents are here.
Your parents.
And you're a handsome young man. You just come right back to your body and wake up, Dalton.
Is that how it sounded, Micah, to you? Is that all you
Yes.
hear the whole time?
That's all I hear.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
So that's a little bit of a side rant by me. Do you have any more questions before we just do our final little deep dive into the movie?
I guess. What do you think about how it ends?
I hate it.
Wait, why do you hate it
Because
so
it's
much?
such a stupid little thing. And yes, they set it up. Yes, they minorly set it up. The mom's like, you actually got him to take a picture? And they set it up, but oh my gosh, I hate it.
Wow.
Like, why end it like that? Like, I get a lot of times horror movies want to end on, like, not a happy note, and that's fine. I'm totally okay with them ending, like, with everybody about to die, or everybody dead, or something like that. But this is just dumb. It really is. They bring in, like, a side antagonist just after the relief, and I get what they were going for. I really do. And it was to set up sequels.
Okay, Haley,
and-
have you seen like any of the other Insidious movies?
yeah, I think I've seen all of them except for the teenage girl.
There's
yeah,
four. I think that's the third one, actually.
Yeah, third one
I
that
think-
I've seen.
Which is written
Yeah.
by your favorite character in the movie and directed by him.
I know.
So,
Does the end become like a plot line used in any of the sequels at all? Ever?
Have you seen the rest?
like, no, we haven't seen any.
No,
of the
we've
rest
never
of
seen
them.
any of the other ones.
I actually considered buying them the other day at Walmart because they were cheap.
The second one, I don't really remember what that's about, but I know that the newest one, The Last Key,
Uh-huh.
was more about Elisa's past and why she became like who she is today.
Okay.
Oh,
And
that's
Specs gets a kissing scene. Just saying.
okay. That's
I don't know if I
Great.
want to see these
great.
sequels.
But does it come up at all? Because like the spirit lady who's been like haunting him his whole life takes his body. Like, so
I don't remember what happened.
what do they do with that? No, I think it's just a little movie-wise, containing it back to the movie. I would say it's just kind of in my opinion, just annoying that they do that. It's just something in movies that happens a lot where they minorly set something up and then they just kind of use it to shock you at the end. Just like one final, like, before you go.
What?
That has nothing to do with the overall plot of the movie, but it's just like, you thought we were done, you fool.
You fool.
But that's just me.
Okay.
What about you, Haley?
How I feel about the ending scene?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, before I told y'all that I was gonna watch it, like rewatch it, because I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
I actually, like, let out a slight chuckle when the big Insidious letters came on after it was over.
I did too.
Around and it's like weird. It's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't leave me hanging if it was the first time I saw it.
Yeah, like I said, especially the first time I saw it, it's just one of those things that's just like an extra shock thrown in there because.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that all you had to say about it?
Yeah, I mean it's
okay. Yeah. I think for me the reason, because I didn't mind it, but it just feels, like you said, kind of thrown in there, and I think once again that's kind of related to the fact that we kind of switch main characters again.
Yeah.
But like for the plot, they had to start with the wife, unless they had drastically changed the way it began.
Yeah, if you focused on the dad in the beginning, it would be weird.
It would be a different movie. I think I would actually like it a little better if they did end up coming up with like a good thing for him to do at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it feels so strangely thrown in at the end, is because it doesn't focus on him the whole time.
Yeah, and another weird thing with his character specifically,
for me,
is
anyway.
In the beginning, they set up that he doesn't like spending time at like the house either, and he's just he's staying at school really late just to not be there. And he seems to be having trouble with like dreams and stuff and nightmares and things like that. And that's more towards the setup of like him as the main character, but it doesn't really make sense in the first act because he's not the main character in the first act.
Yeah, it's strange.
So it's just a weird thing. That doesn't mind like that. I don't mind that much.
Does it bother you?
Yeah.
Okay. If I may ask, Micah, what are some of your nitpicky things with it?
So nitpick-wise, there's just a lot of little things that bother me throughout, which is, one of them being I don't really feel any tension in it too much, and you get it a little bit, and I just don't think they do it very effectively later on, but towards the beginning with the mom, you get it a little bit. Like I said, they have some good camera angles that really get you a little bit more into it. But I think a lot of times, just like a good plot twist, you should be able to like enjoy the tension of something like on a second rewatch, and especially on like rewatching it. I didn't get any tension at all with it.
Wait, so did you feel more tension the first time you watched it?
I did.
Okay.
And even then it wasn't, I don't know. I struggle like to feel tension of movies, even stuff like Psycho, which I mean Psycho isn't supposed to be super thriller-esque, so it didn't have a ton.
It kind of is.
No, it's really not.
Wow.
Like you said, the lighting of a lot of stuff is really weird. The color grading is so plain, which I mean I get, it's what they were going for, and it just doesn't work for me. It gets me visually bored with it because they don't use enough good camera angles, especially towards like the second act, like because you get a lot of the cool camera movement and stuff in the first act around the house with the mom during all of those adventures. But around the second act, and even when stuff is happening in like towards the third act, you just don't get much like exciting camera work.
Well, a lot of the energy of the movie changes a lot after they move.
Yeah. So
It's
I
not
get
as slow as the first act is.
I get visually bored with it a lot, and then I get a little. I try not to get checked out with it, but especially this time I got a little checked out.
You're on your phone like 90% of the movie.
Well, a lot of that was talking to Haley about what we were going to talk about during the movie.
Wow.
Like during the podcast, I mean. But another thing is like just specifically Tiptoe through the two.
You don't like their musical
I don't
choice, Micah?
understand what they were going for with that, because I get it's a minorly creepy song that can be like, oh, it's a different song. I don't know. So they use it the first time. So
what?
So they use it the first time when they move to the new house, and it's just the mom by herself. Which I'll save that for later.
Well, not by herself, Micah.
Oh. Well, I mean, Dalton's there too, and numerous other things. But she turns on a record of like calming, soothing music, goes to take out the trash, and while she's out and she throws the trash into the thing, you hear like a scratch on the record, and then it switches to going tiptoe through the tool.
It's an excellent cover, Micah.
And man, just every time I have to hold myself back from not dying laughing at this.
How, Micah?
And then you get the little kid, the ghost kid, dancing in front of the record player like, and I'm like, you go, kid, you have got great taste in music. And I don't find that the use of that song effective. I know I said it was my favorite scene that used that song, but the only reason that's my favorite scene is because I enjoy laughing at it so much.
Ouch. And see, for me personally, I think it worked a lot better the second time watching it, because I didn't like the fact that they chose that song. My favorite Tiny Tim track for Insidious. But I think it worked a lot better the second time watching it.
Another thing is so you may forget this by the end of the movie, because the writers sure did.
Oh my gosh.
They have 2 more children.
Yeah, I wondered
who just disappear, like off, no explanation. They just are off the face of the planet by the time, like when they move, they're gone.
Well, I think the mom takes them.
Well, no, she's there.
Yeah.
She's the one at the house.
No.
No, her mom's there too.
I mean, yeah, but they could have been left with like extended family.
No. That makes it just doesn't work. I hate either they. Okay, say what you're gonna say.
No, I was just saying that you don't have to know exactly what's going on.
Well, I realized that, and I was about to say that. I get that it could just be something that they'd leave out, but it doesn't really, I don't know, work. Again, these are just nitpicks of stuff that just doesn't work for me in
I was
movie.
about to say
it feels like they do it around the swap. Wow, I can't say switch or swap. Apparently, the swap of the protagonist, really, or the main character, the main person to the dad. Is when that whole thing happens. So it's reasonable to assume after watching it that like that, you know, the mom probably sent them to, I don't know, extended family or something.
Did it take you out of the movie?
It did.
While
I'm
you were
like, where
watching
the heck are the kids?
Okay.
This is dumb. Why did they just disappear? Like, the problem is that they are very prevalent and they're very important in Act 1.
Well,
because it's from the mom's perspective.
Yeah.
And then with the shift of perspective, you completely lose them. And no.
Are you trying to say the
into
dad
it.
doesn't care about his children?
That's essentially what I'm saying.
Wow.
Or at least doesn't care to know where they are. I don't know. Maybe there was an extended edition or something where they.
Do you want me to find you like
where
a
they
director's
explained that
cut
off.
or something of Insidious?
Yes.
Yes.
Another thing is the score doesn't work for me either.
You don't like the kind of like Wow.
Like I said, for a lot of the score, it sounds like just like 50 violinists just messing around with the violin.
But you don't think it works to its desired effect?
No, like they're like taking. If I think of like good scores when it comes to getting me to feel tension, one of the ones I think about is A Quiet Place, which is it's a little different in that sense because it's a completely silent movie, and for the most part, well, not completely.
It's not,
silent.
I was about to say it's not completely
Well, like it's
silent.
a silent movie for the most part, and they don't even use score for most of it, and that's really effective in building tension, not using the score. Which is one way they do use a little bit in Insidious is they don't have score at some parts, but that's more towards the first act that they do that.
So are you trying to say that you like the first act a lot better than the rest of it?
Yes, I would say that, but like that, and then like if you want a score that's more in your face kind of and still does tension well, I would think of like the Joker's stuff from The Dark Knight. Is really. Again, like lots of strings.
It's very film bro of you, Mike,
but it
to bring up The Dark Knight.
But it does no. The only reason I bring it up is the score at that specific part always makes you feel uncomfortable. It gets it like that mixed with, Heath Ledger's performance and everything. It really just feels uncomfortable and in your face and.
Do you just always feel uncomfortable, Mike?
I'm just saying it doesn't. I don't think the score works in this movie very well.
Okay.
Another thing, I think. Did I already say the acting?
What? I believe so.
Earlier, yeah. I was just gonna say another thing is just like we've already covered the acting, and then it just overall it feels muddled. It doesn't feel like it knows where to go or what to do. It introduces characters very oddly, and it just overall feels mushy.
Mushy?
Mushy. Like the screenplay feels mushy.
I do agree with the whole, like, they introduce characters really weird because when you meet Elise for the first time, she's literally laughing her butt off at the front door.
I know.
She's like,
I didn't know if that worked or not. Like, that was just poor dialogue.
Yeah, a lot of her dialogue is a lot of the screenplay. Like I said, the first third of the screenplay is so great to me. I don't know, but it just doesn't mesh well with the like other half of the movie.
Yeah, I'd say if they would have, like, if you split it right at when they switch perspectives and then rework it to keep the mom as the main character. I could say, like, you'd have to rewrite a lot.
Yeah.
But I think you could work with something, make it a little more effective. And I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of things that you, like I said, that are nitpicky that you could change to just make this a movie that I would enjoy more. And a movie that I would actually say is like a good movie.
You don't even get a little bit of enjoyment out of it, Micah?
Like I said, the only parts that I actually enjoy of watching of this movie is the parts that I laugh at, which... is it's unfortunate for me, I would say, that I can't enjoy this movie, seemingly.
All right. Do you want to just? I have a couple things I wanted to say.
If you or Haley want to say anything, because that was pretty much all I had to say.
Yeah, I was about to say you've already got your opinion out.
That was my the whole kit and caboodle, the whole ball of wax.
Haley, is there anything you wanted to go over? Like, just, I guess, to sum up your thoughts? Not, like, I guess, it's so weird, because we do, like, opening thoughts and then closing thoughts, and they're usually, like, the same thing. But is there anything you wanted to add to your original statement on top of it?
Well, I mean, I still stand by the fact that the movie's pretty well, just... the acting could be a little bit better, and the casting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes... Yeah. I think, for me, since this is one of the first horror movies I watched, it was quite interesting.
That depends what you qualify as horror.
Okay, it depends what you qualify. I think I have sort of a soft spot for it in that sense, just because I really enjoyed watching it the first time. a lot of the directing in it is how I would want to direct when I start directing. That's why I like this movie, I think, as much as I do, is because it's very similar to the style that I would make it. Like, a lot of the scenes I would shoot and edit in a similar way, which makes me enjoy it a lot. And I think a lot of the scenes work pretty well, especially for how poor some of the dialogue and acting can be at times.
Yeah.
But I think overall I really enjoyed this, and I would probably recommend it for people if someone were to ask me what I thought about it.
I would say watch it and form your own opinion. That's all I can say, because like, I don't enjoy it, but that's me. I know people do enjoy it, and that I'd rather enjoy it, but I just don't.
You just don't. Okay. Do we want to go over what we've been watching this week? Now that we've wrapped up our thoughts
is that everything?
Yeah, I was about to say
everything you have, Haley. If there's anything else you want to add, or say anything about like anything we've said, because I feel like I've done most of the talking.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really.
All right. Fair enough. Do you want to say, have you watched anything of note this past week?
Yeah, like what movies have you seen?
Nothing comes to mind I mean, I watched Demolition the other night.
Oh.
A great movie. And, also The Whole Nine Yards with Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis. I watched that. So.
There you go.
I've got another little comment that doesn't have to do with what we've watched. It has to do with Insidious. So the definition of Insidious is proceeding in a gradual, subtle way, but with harmful effects.
Yeah.
But that doesn't... I don't know. That doesn't... Watch the movie and think about what Insidious means. And then... I don't know. Are you just
picking apart every element of this movie, Micah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am, actually.
I can't pull up my list right now because we are currently...
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say, why don't you pull up what we watched this week? Because I don't know what it is.
What we've watched
I don't remember.
Anyway.
I think we've been so busy this week. I don't know what... Man, I'm exhausted today.
We were gonna watch this yesterday night, or last night, I should say.
But we didn't end up getting home until
we were
like
having
2
our
o'clock
church's
in the
game
morning.
night, and we didn't leave the church's game night until 2 in the morning.
Oh man, yeah. No, we've been exhausted all day. I almost asked if we could postpone this to tomorrow, but
my Letterboxd isn't working as usual.
Wow.
Letterboxd is great. Go get a Letterboxd.
Yeah. Plus, you can follow the podcast on Letterboxd too, if you want to see whenever we release something new.
Yeah.
To our listeners.
Yeah. We haven't plugged anything.
Oh yeah. If you guys want to send us movie suggestions or requests to be on the podcast, you can go to actually my website, robbiegrayway.com/recently-logged. Micah, what are you doing? And you can scroll down to the bottom, and there's an email section where you can email us.
Or you can just straight up email us.
Yeah, or you can just email us.
poddingtonrl@gmail.com. That's PODDINGTONRL@gmail.com. I struggle with that so much.
Okay.
Starting with after Igor, because that was the last thing we watched for the podcast.
Ooh.
Did you watch Cloverfield with me?
Yeah. No, we watched together.
Cloverfield, which great movie.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorite sci-fi movies.
I rated it 4.5 stars because I'm just a big fan.
I rated it 4,
which makes sense. Yeah. It's not the greatest,
it's
good.
It's very solid, especially on rewatch.
Then
I liked it a lot.
Sticking in theme, and I think we watched these because our sister, which was on the Igor podcast.
Wow. You can go back and listen.
And she hadn't seen any of the Cloverfield movies except for the Cloverfield Paradox, which is, in my opinion, the worst one. So we were like, here, let us show you the two really good ones. Then we watched 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I rated 5 stars. I love it so much.
What did I give it? 4.5? forward?
I don't know.
Or no, I didn't log it actually.
It's not loading though.
Because I only caught the last half of it.
Right, because you were at work.
I was at work. I have a job, unlike some people, Micah.
Right? Then we watched Corpse Bride for the first time, actually.
Yeah. We did watch that for the first time.
Which is interesting. It's very Burton, that's for sure.
It's not what I expected.
Yeah,
I was not expecting it to be as kind of lighthearted as it was.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
It's a very light movie. Yeah, what did I give it?
You gave it 2.5.
I gave it 2.5. Yeah, that's about right.
I gave it 3. I thought it was pretty well made. I just didn't like the story. I didn't like what they did with it. It
had a pretty I don't know. I had a lot of problems with its screenplay. Without getting into it too much.
I mean, it's good. It's not like a bad movie.
No, it's not bad.
I enjoyed it, but I don't like the way it ends.
That's the only thing you don't like about it? Our communications on Skype are dying fast because I didn't
10%.
plug my phone in.
And then after that, we just watched Insidious. So today, actually. So
have you seen any of the Cloverfield movies, Haley?
Yeah, the first one.
Nice.
You need to watch 10 Cloverfield Lane.
You should watch 10 Cloverfield Lane sometime.
There's a story behind that because my mom watched it and she told me that it was awful. So I've been curious to watch it.
We'll take our word.
Okay.
It's very, very
Actually,
good.
I could send my Blu-ray of it with Micah sometime if you want to watch it.
Thanks.
Because it's really good.
Yeah, no, I like it.
It's like my favorite thriller next to like A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place? I didn't know you liked A Quiet Place that much.
Yeah, I gave it 5 stars.
Oh, shoot.
John Krasinski directing.
I don't know about 5 stars, but
let's go to genre.
Genre. Are you gonna look up all the horror movies you've seen, Micah?
So yeah, these are what qualify as horror movies according to Letterboxd.
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is on there.
Hold on. We got Escape Room, which was okay.
Are you gonna list every single movie?
Quiet Place, which is amazing. The Cloverfield Paradox, which is fine. It's just not the greatest.
I wouldn't qualify that as a horror movie.
Split. Yeah, no. So far, none of these I would qualify as straight horror. Split, is pretty good. Then the entire Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared YouTube series,
Gremlins,
which I would qualify as horror.
Guys, go watch Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared if you haven't seen it yet. It's like one of my favorite things on YouTube.
Okay with psychological or with some gore.
Yes, it is kind of gory at times. So,
and then My Babysitter's a Vampire is on the horror list.
I think not.
Which is pretty bad.
Did I even watch that with you?
I don't think you did.
I was editing something while we were watching it.
And then Insidious, which I would qualify as horror.
Okay.
Hocus Pocus, which is definitely not horror.
Okay, guys, next Halloween season, you need to remind us to do Hocus Pocus. Because we didn't do it this year.
Then Gremlins, which again, definitely not horror.
It's edging on it like a little bit.
Then The Private Eyes, which
that's a comedy.
Horror. I mean, it's comedy and people die. But
and people die.
It's like a comedy murder mystery, not a horror.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really.
Then Jaws which I would qualify as horror.
Yeah.
And then
you don't like Jaws though, do you?
No, I don't like Jaws.
How dare you?
And then Psycho, which I'd qualify as horror.
I got stuck with the wrong podcast co-host.
And then get this, the last one on the list. Here we go. The Skeleton Dance, the Disney short. Not horror, but it's good.
There you go.
And that's what qualifies apparently.
Wow. Well, I guess we're at the end of the episode now.
We're at the end of the episode.
Do you have anything you wish to declare, Haley?
Declare?
I don't know.
Officially declare on the podcast for all to hear.
No.
Okay, I was about to say you could just say like "Hi, Mom" or something.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
I don't know.
You could tell her to listen to it, and then we could get our
I will tweet this
higher.
at Jake Gyllenhaal so he listens to it someday.
We will at Jake Gyllenhaal for you if you want.
No, it's fine. I played one of y'all's episodes in the car one time, so she's technically a listener.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm scared now which one it was.
Right? Like you come in and our grandma listens to this, so hi grandma.
Yeah.
If she's listening to this episode, I don't know.
Oh, that's true. With Insidious, she might skip it.
And yeah. And it's always interesting to just like run into people who you know have listened to episodes and you're like, what episodes?
What which one?
Was it a good one?
Yeah.
Was it a bad one?
Most of the time it's our Megamind one.
Which
for some reason everyone's listened to the Megamind.
Which is one of my favorites that we did, so
yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
It's good. We need to do like a Megamind part 2 with Wesley.
Right.
Sometime.
I asked him. He just wasn't available that day. But he wants to come on and do, I forget which Peanuts movie, but there's a Peanuts movie he wants to come on and do.
All right. Are you looking for a quote, Micah, from Insidious?
I'm trying to find it.
You can just like whisper into the microphone like it's not the house that's haunted or something.
It's not the house that's haunted. Oh no, that's not how we're ending that. That's lame because that's an
I could put some
quote.
Creepy music underneath
that's
it.
That's an Elise quote.
Okay. Why are all of them Elise quotes?
I know, right?
I don't know.
Fine, I'll just do the Elise quote.
Are you gonna get like right up to the microphone and do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
Oh my.
Da-da-da. Insidious.
It just cuts to the title card again.
Yeah, it cuts to the title card music. Oh, can you get the title card music for this?
No.
Because that'd be amazing.
I'd get sued.
What if it's copyright? What if it's copyright free?
They use copyright free music for the title card.
Yes.
That would be great.
That would be.
I guess thank you for coming on.
Oh yeah, we forgot to thank you.
Wow, Micah. What a jerk.
So we
again. You always forget about our guests.
We said
Micah.
2 guests, and I was the one that just thanked Luke, alright?
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, yes Haley, for taking time out of your day. Like an hour and 11 minutes of your day.
You could have watched like over half of Donnie Darko by this time. But we have taken
every day.